The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This is the former Jet and Brown, Isaiah Crowell. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he had been able to haul that one in.
An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
We're good. 185.
Hey, we got 4 down.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Hey, Delta! Hey, Delta! Load it! Shot!
Throwing, Rivers. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. Past the 20, 10, and all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, an 80-yard touchdown. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. A first down carry now for Crowell. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Crowell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he locates Luke Wilson. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 39. Wilson gives Oakland a veteran option at tight end. Remember, they had Jared Cook last year. He's now in New Orleans. But Wilson, 5 years in Seattle, then 1 in Detroit before the native of Windsor, Canada, signed with Oakland back in March. Carr now on first down. It's a screen to Richard. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that? Who
are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Throwing again on second down. Carr over the middle here to Brown. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 14.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. This is Jalen Richard, the fourth-year man from Southern Miss. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And that'll set him back 5.
Down! You ready? Go Chief!
On second down, Jacobs. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
Makes it 3rd and 6.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Chief. 3 down. Bang, 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 bang.
Throwing now is Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 4th down. 4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Carlson able to put this one through. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, A 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 yards on the play, first down.
And the Chargers first down.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go, Hattie. Let's go, Hattie.
Running on first down, Eckler. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
We're okay. We're okay. 190. 154. Keep it skinny. Back. You. Small.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38. They run on first down with Jackson. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Wait, 89.
Rivers now. And that'll be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 24 yards. Well, going over some notes in the pregame and looking at Phillip Rivers' record against Oakland, 18-8 all-time against them. And those 18 wins, more than he's had against any other team. And unless these two squads, unlikely, but unless they would meet up in the playoffs, this is the last time that Phillip Rivers will. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
29. 31. Hold on. Pick it up, defense. Let's go. 31.
Carr going to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now Benjamin. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Rivers hands off to Eckler, and not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. 2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3 our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
On 3rd down, Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there at 22. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
180. 180. All day, baby, all day. Watch it. Hey, easy. Hey, Delta. Hey, easy.
Rivers on 1st down. Going deep here for Allen. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Now, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. You fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
You got Oshima right there.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. One receiver left, that's Allen. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. It's Eckler again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Darryl Worley up to make the tackle. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Victory 90, round 80. You don't see me in your nightmares.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler, able to power through. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
To throw, Rivers. On the screen, this is Eckler. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
White. Red. Check 13. White, 89.
Rivers. And he's got the open man. It's Allen on the comebacker. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35.
A gain of 22 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Rivers to throw it. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle to Brandon Mebane.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Right down.
Nice, sweetheart. 31's the mic.
3 buzz, 3 buzz, 3 buzz.
So that'll back him up 5. And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8.
Hey, 29. 29. Hey, wahoo.
Shotgun now for Carr. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check 37. Check 37.
That's up.
31's the mic. Man, I got
From the gun, Carr. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Rush in. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
One, later one.
Check.
Here's Carr to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Check three. Under 10.
Right Monday down.
Shoot.
694.
Kill. Slam.
To throw his Carr. Man open left side is Brown. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, watch the slam.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Watch the screen. Undercrush.
Low.
Jack. You go tight. You got tight right there.
Operating from the gun, Carr. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. The Raiders do snap it. It's Carr. They're able to locate Wilson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Check.
First down.
Check out.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Switch.
Topper.
Throwing on first down is Carr. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. 58, right over there, right over there. 734. Right there. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Hey. Well, Gumbo. That's it.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Carr now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Kill. Hey, 58's the mic. Go 58's the mic. Raider 9.
Carr to throw again. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. That was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Dancing to his left. It's complete to Grant. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
What we got? 31's the mic.
Hey, D-line, let's get it.
On first down, Carr. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They go play action here on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They started on the ground with Eckler. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts. And
keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. What a great surprise Austin Eckler has turned out to be. That's the kid that was undrafted out of Western State, signed with the Chargers in 2017, and then last season, 554 yards at 5.2 yards per carry, and then he was also effective catching the football. 39 receptions, over 400 yards there. A great compliment to Melvin Gordon. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is a counter play. Eckler. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Once more, here's Eckler. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
They're 180. Black 11.
3 buds.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
First down, Chargers.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They run the counter. Jackson. Touchdown, L.A. Justin Jackson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team.
He's got a man, complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders get a score closer. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is down to 28-10. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. Oh, it's loose, and the Raiders have it. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
Get down.
Carr now on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. From the gun, Carr. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. Here's Carr. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Check. Fresno.
Again, it's Jackson as he'll stay on the ground. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
I'm coming after you. We play to win.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves,